Peace. How y'all doing? Let me know when you guys can see and hear me in the chat room. Um, YouTube has a new system set up here. This is my first time going live, so let me know if you guys can hear and see me okay. There's definitely a delay in me seeing myself versus you guys actually hearing me. But let me know in the chat room, and I'm gonna go live on Instagram as well. So let me set this up. Forgot how to go live. It's been a minute since I actually did this. You can hear me. Okay, cool. Dang, how do I go live on Instagram? Peace, Sister Jamie. Peace, Michael. Peace, Soul Creative. What's good, Wayne? Asar, Hotep was good. J. Corey was good. John was good. Got us on deck. Peace, Queen. Flip the Script was good. Ricky Edwards. G. Lisa's woke. Much love, sis. Peace, Joy. Peace, Coral Reefs. The relevance, yeah, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. I'm not feeling my best right now. Peace, oh no. Peace, Boss Elite. Ray Robinson, Cal Davis was good. Peace and love, family. Let me try to go live on Instagram real quick. I have forgotten how to go live. Let me see. I don't remember. Oh, okay, here we go. Duh. Let me see. Where can I put this phone where it won't get... Okay, I think that's cool right there. Peace, Instagram was good. All right, so I'm on YouTube right now, and I just set up my live on Instagram as well. Give you guys a couple of minutes to come through. What's good? Peace. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? What's good, Zipporah? Blockchain repost. What's good, Marco Ja? The relevance. I like that. Backside was good. What it do, nephew? You must be from Cali. Was good. Was cracking. Marco Ja, Wayne, I think I shouted you out already, but peace and love was good, family. Peace to everybody on Instagram. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Peace, love, and light, Night Train. Karen, everybody coming through on Instagram. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I was sitting here thinking, doing what I do, and kind of reflecting on the interview that I did last night with Brother Rich. How many of you guys watched? I know the relevant said he or she watched. What's good, Betty? What's good, Sean the gentleman? Peace and love to everybody on Instagram. I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing Instagram at the same time, so I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between you guys. But if I'm not looking directly at you guys, it's because you're on my phone, and I'm obviously going to be a little bit more privy towards my computer since I'm seeing myself on two screens, and then I see you guys on the live on Instagram. How many of you guys watched the interview last night with Brother Rich? I'm curious. It was very interesting. Um, okay, several people on Instagram said they watched. Yeah, go watch it, Queen. Queen Trina. What's up, Greg? Peace and love. Peace, family. Self mastery. It's moving kind of fast on Instagram, so I can't shout you all out. A couple of people saw it on YouTube. Well, go watch it when you get a chance, please. It's so interesting to me how the perspective that people have of me, the perception that people have of me. And I was listening to some of the things that he was saying. And, you know, when you're in an interview, you can't really process, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn my phone ringer off. you can't really process, you know what I mean? You can't go within yourself and stop and pause and really think about what the person is saying. And so, after the interview, when I started to, just kind of sit and settle my mind, I started thinking about some of the things that, he was saying. And it was just really, okay. It was really interesting to me, um, how his perception of me was. And then, some people hit me up and told me about, the stuff that they were reading in the chat rooms, and the things that people were saying, and how much negativity there was and how it was frustrating them. People that love me, that know me personally, and people that have been writing with me and supporting me for some time were very frustrated, um, about what was being said about me, right? So I took some time last night. I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that you guys are saying in the chat room. It's moving kind of fast, so y'all just bear with me. The interview is on Brother Rich's page, Black Magic 363. I had the link on my Facebook pages, but the live link is not working anymore. I'm going to repost it, but you can just go to Black Magic 363. It's BLACKMAGIK 363, and you can watch it from there. But it was interesting for me to see and to hear a person outside of myself analyze me. So I wrote something on my Alchemy Cipher page, and I want to read it to you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. And then I'm going to elaborate. And then I'll take you guys' live questions. If you have anything specifically you want to say about the interview, or if you just have any specific questions for me, we can have a conversation. I got a little bit of time. I have a client at 2 o'clock. So I just thought I would sit down and have a conversation with you guys, since I haven't done it in some time. The Relevant said, how does it feel to know the people you want to inspire don't like you right now? That one really hit home. And again, in the interview process, you can't really, you have to listen to the question, and then you have to respond. You don't really have a moment to sit back and kind of reflect on the depth of what this person is saying. But that really, really, really hit home, because that is what I have been feeling for the past year specifically, but even beyond the past year, for the past, I would say, 5 years. Ever since that, that public thing happened with Tariq Nasheed, and all of the negativity that was thrown my way, from that, which I was completely unprepared for, and which was definitely unwarranted and unnecessary. Ever since that, it's been an ongoing, recycling of that energy. So yes, the relevance, that definitely caught me off guard, but it was absolutely 1000% accurate, and it's what I've been feeling, and it is something that has been resonating in my energy, and I've been stuck. You know what I'm saying? My flow of my business, my writing, my work, my mental process. I'm a very, mental person. It's been stuck, and I've been in this bottleneck where I've been trying to push through this resentment and this underlying energy that I've been having, and not really able to, to do it. You know what I'm saying? Meditating consistently, doing yoga, doing self-reflection, reading, but still kind of stuck in this space where I couldn't clear up the energy. So that interview last night was very therapeutic for me, because I needed to clear up that energy. G. Lisa's Woke said, why are you interviewing with these people? For the reason that I just stated. Because my energy and these energetic ties that I've had to this community and people that have been online, it's easy for people to say, ignore it. Don't worry about that. Don't pay any attention to it. It's a lot easier said than done. Hold on 1 second. I have a troll in the chat room. It's easier said than done. So I don't, continuously do interviews with people that, like I said, the lion's den. You know what I mean? With people that come at me with that type of energy, where the audience is not going to welcome me with open and loving arms. But I did it intentionally because I'm cutting those energetic ties that I have, and that's why the title of this video is called "Go Where You're Loved." You know what I'm saying? Because there's a bigger lesson and message that I want to convey. So let me read this to you guys. I wrote this in my Alchemy Cipher group with, my private group on Facebook. Excuse me. I said, go where you are loved. Peace and love, family. I'm not sure how many of you tuned into the live on Black Magic's channel on YouTube, but I wanted to share something with you that I meditated on this morning. Excuse me. You have to bear me. I'm still getting over a cold. Much love to Lena for the super chat. I appreciate you, Queen. I wanted to share something with you that I meditated on this morning. For a long time, really most of my life, I've been trying to conform to the standards and expectations of what other people expect or think of me. That comes from being born into an environment that did not give me a strong sense of self. It's caused me, excuse me, when I talk a lot, this mucus comes up in my system, so y'all just bear with me. Let me take a drink of chlorophyll. You should leave the trolls. This is a message on Instagram. Boy, I tell you. You should leave the trolls. I think it shows, hold on, weakness when you stop and give info to trolls. If your message is true, the trolls would have no meaning. Well, does it show weakness when I stop and address the fact that you are telling me that I should stop addressing trolls? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just put a troll on timeout in the chat room. I didn't stop to address them. I just blocked them from my chat room. Relax, beloved. I said, okay, let me start over. Peace and love, family. I'm not sure how many of you tuned in to the live on Black Magic's channel on YouTube, but I wanted to share something with you that I meditated on this morning. For a long time, really most of my life, I've been trying to conform to the standards and expectations of what other people expect or think of me. That comes from being born into an environment that did not give me a strong sense of self. It's caused me a lot of pain and kept me in an ongoing cycle of making decisions that were not in my best interest. Like all of you, I'm just trying to figure it out and grow in the process. I did the show to cut the cord of those patterns. I knew I would not receive a warm reception, that the climate would be cold and negative energy was going to once again come my way. But this is the fuck it stage of my life. I will not be controlled by my past or people's perception of me. I've done so much to be of service and serve the greater good. It's been heartbreaking and honestly paralyzing at times when that intention was not reciprocated. But no one owes me anything. I release all resentment, misunderstanding, judgment, and debilitating patterns of seeking validations outside of myself. I release all expectations of others, deep-seated insecurities born out of wanting love and needing to be understood. I'm letting go of all of that shit. I know who I am and I know where I'm going. I can't get in the mud when I'm trying to soar. The rules change. This is important right here. Excuse me. The rules change when the light goes off. The light that merges who you are in the physical realm and the broader part of who you are in the grand scheme of things. No more knee-jerk reactions to what life brings my way. No more going with the flow just to get through the day, week, month, or year. All energy is focused on consciously creating reality. I want that for each of you. Thank you for sharing this journey with me and for believing in me. And I reiterate that to all of you guys that are tuned in right now on Instagram as well as on YouTube. I think Jamie is in the chat room holding it down. If that's you, sis, much love. Thank you. I appreciate you as far as the trolls are concerned. the thing that, stood out to me, that really resonated with me from my own writing, the first thing I said is, I can't get in the mud when I'm trying to soar. Um, Brother Rich last night asked me and was emphatic about what he would do and what I should have done, in light of the controversy that happened to me last year. And I'm just going to reiterate, this whole social media thing, and being a public figure where people think that they have some sort of access to, you, or you owe them an explanation, or you're supposed to, explain anything to them. Like, that shit is played out. I'm not doing that, and that's not the way I'm wired. I'm a very private person. You know what I'm saying? And if I am going through something, the last thing that I'm going to do is to be publicly, emphasizing my internal strife or stress. You know what I'm saying? For the cause or sake of anybody or anything. People talked a lot about my brand when all this stuff was actually happening. Your brand is in trouble. Your brand is in trouble. My mindset and my consciousness and my well-being is way more important to me than my brand. If my mind is not in the right space, if I'm not spiritually and mentally centered, my brand is not worth shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't move according to what people think I'm supposed to do. And there's pitfalls to that, and there's benefits to that. But I consciously create my reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not limited in any capacity. I don't care how many people have made videos about me. I don't care how much negative shit has been said about me. The minute that I get in alignment with my higher self, and I'm internally focused on mentally and emotionally and spiritually being better, all of that shit becomes irrelevant. It's irrelevant anyway. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I really want to emphasize to you guys that are watching me. Because like I was saying in the video last night, most people are really suffering from untold levels of stress, and they tune into, the hoopla and the fanfare, of YouTube and things like my life and stuff that I've been involved in, to turn away from and to not have to deal with the problems in their own lives. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that is happy and centered and focused on being their highest and best self has time to be making videos calling themselves exposing other people, or joining a lynch mob, you know what I mean, in order to try to tear somebody else down. And like I said to him in the video, the good that I've done, the positivity that I've shot out into the stratosphere of the universe, because of who I am and what I know and what I do, outweighs any negative perceptions that people have of me by 10,000 at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the rules change when the light goes off. The light that merges who you are in the physical realm and the broader part of who you are in the grand scheme of things. The light has gone off in me. You know what I mean? And I've experienced uh, um, various levels of darkness. You know what I'm saying? Coming from, excuse me, my family makeup, and growing up in the hood and having to deal with all of that, relationships, things that I've been through and experienced as a mother, all of these different ebbs and flows of life, and even just my internal ebbs and flows, you know what I mean, trying to figure this shit out. I've been through different stages of darkness, so I understand that concept of the dark night of the soul. That shit is real, you know what I mean? And when you go through it, there's nobody to call, there's no book to read, there's no YouTube video to watch, you know what I'm saying? You're like in it, and you have to respect the process of that shit and really, really lean into it and observe yourself. So when I constantly see people saying this thing about me being, my ego, or me being arrogant, or me being humble, I need to humble myself. That process that I've been through, and the whole idea of seeing people lie about you, seeing people constantly talk negative energy, and then feeling the negative energy. I didn't, I tune out a lot of that stuff that's said about me on social media, but I can literally, that I can literally feel the negative energy. Somebody in Instagram said, I assume I'm a troll because I said the name Michi X. What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Y'all stop telling me what. Back to my point. This is why I say this is not normal. You know what I'm saying? You sitting here and you're trying to express yourself and to have a conversation that's based around, intellectualism and positivity, and then a peasant enters into the scene. You know what I mean? Like, usually queens don't entertain peasants. You know what I'm saying? But through this social media medium, these people have access to you, right? So the light's gone off. So the rules have changed for me. So I know you guys miss me on YouTube. But I have to protect my energy, number one, and I have to really start setting up my business. Not start, I've done this. Really set up my business and my writing so that I have longevity and so that I can create a long-lasting legacy for my son. Right. So I want to address something that somebody said in the chat room on YouTube, because you were right and exact. Let me find it. And I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. Just bear with me. You scroll through the chat, through the trolls. All right, the relevant said, good morning, Queen. I wasn't feeling the interview with Rich. He was a little brash and slightly disrespectful. It definitely was a real conversation. I just didn't like his energy. I agree. You know what I mean? And but I expected that. So I went into it understanding that, I was going into the lion's den. And like I said last night, a friend of mine had gone through and read the comments when he made the announcement about the video. And he told me that 85% of the comments was negative. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a thing to be walking into a space, whether it's on social media or not. If you walked into a room of people, and when I do speaking engagements and whatnot, if there's 100 people in the room, you know what I mean, and 85 of those people are smug and mean spirited and talking crazy or ready to get something off their chest or angry or upset with me in a certain type of way, you know what I mean? Like, that's a hell of a thing. And I know people think because this is the internet that it's not personal, because we are not in a face-to-face capacity, that it doesn't matter. But I've been teaching this continuously, and I know this for a fact, and I talk about this extensively in the Science of Self workbook, and I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people keep writing me and telling me that they're struggling with things and I don't know how to get through this, and they can't afford to sign up for a consultation or sign up for my program. I wrote this workbook for you guys. I actually wrote a workbook about fear, about self-doubt, about negative energy. It's 90 pages. It is filled with questions and answers and reading content that will help you to go from the mindset of lack and low vibration and negative energy and really start to elevate the way that you are thinking and feeling in your life. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things when I say I release the resentment. I've been juggling resentment. And I've told you guys that before. And again, this is getting in the way of the flow of the things that I want to come into fruition. You know what I mean? I was juggling resentment. I was feeling some type of way because I have on any given day 10 to 20 people reach out to me and ask me for help in different capacity. Well, I have put together content and workshops and workbooks and books in order to help you guys to expand. If you don't support, I'm not sure exactly what you want from me beyond that. But that's not what this video was about. But that is what this workbook is about. The Science of Self. I have been continuously studying myself, my highs and my lows, the great things that I love about my personality and my mind, the things that I don't like about my personality and my mind, the things that I really want to overcome. You know what I'm saying? That's what the workbook is about, and that's what everything I do is about. So one of my meditations and one of my prayers and my day-to-day focuses is that I do not want my business and my livelihood to be predicated on social media. So I'm weaning myself off and weaning my followers off of this idea that I'm going to be continuously coming and pouring into you without the reciprocal energy. And also, I'm in a mindset of getting my content into institutions. I've written books and workbooks that are institution worthy, colleges, universities, schools. So that's where my mindset is. That's where my meditation and my focus is. And anybody who has access to those type of institutions, hit me up. But that's where I'm at with it right now. So yeah, I I did feel some type of way about him reiterating things, you know what I mean? But he had to appeal to his constituents and his audience, you know what I mean? And to kind of get off his chest the things that people were feeling and thinking, and perhaps he thinks and feels it too. That's why when I opened up, when we started the conversation out, I started out getting that topic out of the way in order to set the tone and for me to be in complete charge of where I was going, what I was going to say, and how I was going to address it. That's why I brought it up. I addressed it first because I wanted to kind of, take charge of my posts, so to speak. I said I don't know what this energy, this bullying energy of social media and the energy, and people think that they can just punk you because they can type words on a screen, you know what I'm saying, and they don't have any accountability for it. I didn't grow up in this era, you know what I mean? So in the time frame that I grew up in, you talk shit about somebody or you say something, you're going to end up seeing them at school, in the community, you know what I mean? And there's going to be a conversation, but there's going to have to be a meeting of the minds and spirits in order to hash this out, figure out which way to go, and then to let it go. Nowadays, people can just go online and say whatever they want to. And then people tell me in response to that, just ignore it, you know what I'm saying? Or don't get caught up in that. And, I ignore a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciated, again, having that platform to come on and to voice my opinion and to give people the truth about what actually happened and then to address it. I found it so interesting when he said, I've never had anybody else on my platform outside of Polite that has been so negatively received and received so much continuous negative energy. And I really thought about that last night. Lady Kendall said, I'm so in the dark. What happened? I did an interview on Black Magic 363 last night. You can watch it on YouTube. You can go back and review that, and then you can come back and rewatch this video, and it'll be more in context. But when I look at my life and I look at what I've done, I started out volunteering at Juvenile Hall in San Leandro, California. That was before any of this stuff happened. It was just me trying to find a way to give back, trying to find a way to relate to, our young people, you know what I mean? And to use my voice and my mind in order to, elevate the people that needed it most. I started out there. I created an online platform, Facebook initially. I didn't have any pictures up of myself. I just was, writing, focused on my writing. I used to put up a lot of pro-Black revolutionary videos on my YouTube channel. I had a lot of followers on Facebook before I ever had any sort of radio program or online content. Then I started Enemy Minds Radio. I did that for close to 2 years. Again, I did Enemy Minds Radio as well as another radio platform. Traveled the country. When I was traveling at that time, when I was doing Enemy Minds Radio, I wasn't making any money. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing it in order to get the experience, to touch and reach the people, and also to learn the ropes of what comes with being involved in this industry, so to speak. During that time, I wrote my book, which ended up being 2 books, which is actually 3 books, but it's 2 books that have actually been released while I was under tremendous pressure, tremendous strain, tremendous stress. The Science of Self. Black Matters, the scientific intervention in our affairs. This is while I'm traveling. This is while I'm away from my son. This is while I am dealing with a lot of negativity that came with doing that radio program and, that whole situation. Still managed to put together and release a book that was particularly focused on notifying and letting melanated people around the world know that there is an intentional scientific war being waged against us. I didn't expect for it to be on a New York Times bestseller, number one, because it's a very controversial topic, and number two, when it comes to intellectualism in our community, we are not supportive of that. We'll support the fight against racism, white supremacy. We'll support trending topics, but when it comes to being scientifically minded and being academic in our approach about knowledge and information, our culture does not support that. So I didn't expect for that book to launch me off into the stratosphere. Then I wrote a second book, or released a second book, Plagues of Dysfunction, that was focused on Black men taking accountability for themselves, Black women taking accountability for themselves, and us being mindful about how we move out into the world, right? So 2 books that was dedicated to my culture, to my people, that are not major money makers, that are not trending, sexy topics, but things that I thought were important, that the culture needed, that I gave to the world. I'm a writer. It's what I do. During that time frame, I started a group called Cooperative I feel like I'm redundant even talking about this stuff, but I need to get this off my chest because, again, I'm cutting all energetic ties. I'm releasing all resentment, all judgment, all negative energy, and I'm binding all that negative energy that has constantly been sent in my direction. I'm binding that energy and sending it back to the people that have tried to impose that on me. Cooperative economics, support Black business, raised a lot of money, promoted a lot of Black businesses. Hold on. Thank you, Jamie. Supported a lot of Black businesses, raised a lot of money, pivoted from that, created cooperative economics, support our schools, raised a lot of money, shined the spotlight on African-centered schools all across the country, started cooperative, the Sister Cipher Support Group, raised money for Black women, put money in the pockets of Black women, never paid me anything. I never got any money for all of the administrative work that goes into doing that. So when I say that I have felt and experienced resentment, it's one thing to have 1 or 2 people that you looked out for that when you go through something, turn their backs on you. That's one thing. It's part of life. To have hundreds of people that have direct access to me, people that have my phone number, not to publicly stand by me, but to reach out to me personally and say, I don't know what's going on with any of that. And I'm not just talking about this trip last year, because this has been a continuous thing that I've been dealing with, from the public fiasco with Tariq Nasheed, which was extremely blown out of proportion and unwarranted, to the public fiasco with Griff, which I did not start, and continually maintained a sense of dignity and integrity and never engaged, never got in the mud, never got involved with that bullshit, never said any negative thing about him publicly. All of these continuous things and lies that have been said, I'm a federal agent, I'm a federal informant, people have paperwork against me. None of that has been verified. None of that has been publicly proven. It's just shit that people say. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody holds them accountable. You know what I'm saying? So people like Tommy Sotomayor making videos about me. You know what I'm saying? And then people saying, well, you need to respond to this stuff. For what? Don't tell me what the court jester said about me. Tell me what the king said. Don't tell me what these peons and peasants are online that aren't even fit to lace my shoes, let alone actually question my authority on my platforms and the things that I talk about and what I represent and who I am in totality. Don't tell me what the peasants and the court jesters said. Tell me what the kings and the queens and the rulers said about me. I have yet to see one person that who I value, who has integrity, or who I look to say something about me that makes me pause and be like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. And that's not to say that I'm above reproach or I'm above question. I spent the whole entire year analyzing myself to figure out, okay, this is a pattern. What's going on, ZaZa? You know what I'm saying? What's happening in your vibration and in your energy that requires this to be a continual thing, for you to be perpetually involved in this negativity, whether you started it, whether you engaged it, whether you didn't respond or not? What's really going on here? The science of self. Again, ZaZa Ali analyzing ZaZa Ali, right? And like I said on the interview last night, I've been persecuted even as a child. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I know that there is a very broad and far-reaching aspect to my work. Because there's no way possible when I line it all up, when I put it on the scales, my art, right? Balancing it out. Here's the things that I've been accused of. Here's the controversies that I've been involved in. Here's the negative things that people have said about me. Here's the mistakes that I've made. When I put that on the scale, and then I put on the scale, on the other side of the scale, excuse me, who and what I am, all the positive things that I've done, what I represent, the things I teach about, the things I talk about, the energy that I convey, the money that I've raised, the people that I've helped, the books that I've written, the research that I've done, the focus of my intention, the underlying intent of my heart, mind, and spirit. That shit's like this. Maybe. And I'm only leaving it like this because there's only so much, you know what I'm saying? The camera won't even hold the discrepancy. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at, and this is about me, family, but I want this message to inspire you, because I know a lot of us, especially if you are a light bearer, or especially if you are aspiring to break out of the chains of your past or things that you've experienced and been through, you guys are experiencing this, and I understand that. So while this is particular to me, this is relative to all of you guys. Much love to Calhoun Dukes. For the, oh, he said don't shout me out. My bad, family. Much love to Nadia. Thank you for the super chat, and peace and love to you guys for supporting me. I definitely appreciate the love. This shit just don't weigh. It don't balance out. And there's no way that anybody can make me think that the negative energy that has been infiltrated against me is or has been warranted. Somebody just said something in a comment in the chat room that I want to address, because I'm glad that you said this, because he said something that really was funny to me. It's your masculine energy that scares people, but being raised by a strong father will do that. I also have a good relationship with my mom, but I have a strong masculine energy. It scares the weak. This is what's so interesting to me. I'm in an interview, and this is a microcosm of the macrocosm. I'm in an interview. Don't mistake my tears for anything other than my emotions of what I've been through coming forward. I'm in a really good space, I promise y'all. That's why I'm even doing this video. I'm in an interview, and y'all know I write everything down. When people interview me, I write everything down. That's why a lot of people say, oh, she's avoiding the camera. She's lying, but I'm actually writing. So I take extensive notes. You stay in some shit. The tables have turned. The people that you've been working for have turned against you. People say you're arrogant and condescending. Again, ZaZa stay in some shit. This is not a good look. After I've actually addressed and gave context, right? So there's like 10 things, right? That are provoking me, challenging who I know I am. I wasn't in a crying mood when I started this, but it's all good. You haul off like 10 things provoking me that I'm taking offense to, but I'm still trying to maintain a certain cool. When I start to respond to you and to reciprocate that energy, now the question is, oh, what's with the masculine energy? Do you think it's because of YouTube? Do you think it's because of the way you were raised? Do you think it's because, bruh, you hauling off fighting words. And this is the same thing with social media. You spit in my face. You're disrespectful. You say shit to try to get under my skin. You wait for me to talk about things that you feel like you can challenge me on. And then when I reciprocate that energy, you want to step back and challenge me and say, whoa, masculine energy. What the fuck? How does that work? How does that work? Y'all explain that to me. You're disrespectful. You're condescending. And then when I reciprocate the energy, you want to look at me. I'm not you know what I mean? And I'm not meant to be a social butterfly that's just going to take everything on the chin and fly away and leave pink fairy dust and butterfly tails. And I grew up in a war zone. I'm a warrior. I came here because I am a spiritual warrior. That's the reason, the underlying reason for all of this. I'm being prepared to be a spiritual warrior for a higher level of consciousness. And everybody's not meant to fight the way I fight. I respect that. But because of my upbringing and because of where I was born and the environment that I grew up in and my mindset and my consciousness, I understand that that is a part of my divine process. That's a part of why I'm here. But don't hurl insults at me and accuse me when I just laid out for you what happened and took accountability. And you continue to provoke me. And then when I respond, it's the masculine energy. It's not just masculine energy. That's feminine energy. A lion is protecting herself. A lion is protecting her cub. None of you niggas think about my son. Oh, we want to get to the bottom of it. You need to be humble. Was you telling the people that made videos about me, all these peasants who made videos about me calling themselves exposing, people that aren't even qualified to tie my shoes? Yeah, I'm being arrogant. Or what you call arrogant. Were you going on the videos and telling those people to be humble? Wait a minute. I don't know what happened, but this sister's been researching shit that we need to know about. Slow your roll. Wait a minute. I don't know anything about a trip, but I do know she's a mother. She's a woman. Men shouldn't be making videos that are combative and aggressive towards women who are working to help our community. Slow your roll. Did y'all go tell them that? Were you on their videos telling them to be humble? Oh, so I'm the only one that's supposed to be humble. I bring value wherever I go. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you feel about things that I've been through, mistakes that I've made. I bring value everywhere I go. When I'm in the grocery store, when I go to the mall, when I get my hair done, when I get my nails done, when I write blogs, when I write posts, you cannot treat me like I'm expendable. And that's the underlying energy that I've been fighting and battling with, trying to serve a community that keeps telling me that I'm expendable. You don't matter. You fuck up, you're out. That's a hell of a thing. I bring value everywhere I go. I've been studying and researching shit that most people don't even care about. And now everybody's talking about chemtrails. I was researching this 10 years ago, trying to tell you they're poisoning our skies. Trying to tell you they're intentionally blocking the sun. Specifically for melanated people, but more importantly for everybody. The war is against nature. You are nature. Did y'all go to those channels, to those people, and tell those people to be humble? Slow your roll. If she did do something wrong, or if there was an error on her part, how do we help her fix it? Because she brings too much value to the table. Those are the type of people I want around me. So when Brother Rich asked me, how does it feel, the people who've turned on you or they don't like you, fuck them. Those aren't my people. And I say that with all due respect. Somebody just asked me what's wrong. Just come back and watch the video. It's a lot. Those aren't my people. I'm not conforming to people's concepts and ideas of who and what I'm supposed to be anymore. I'm a mixed, biracial woman who identifies as black. You don't like it? This ain't the space for you. I'm an intellectual, you know what I'm saying, who studies and reads more than most people do anything. I'm always reading, always referencing other scholars, always talking about books and knowledge. You don't like it? This is not the space for you. I'm always challenging women, not because I'm anti-woman, but because I am a woman, to elevate ourselves, to go beyond just our sexuality, to show more mind and less ass and titties. If you don't like it, this is not the space for you. Nobody has to come in my neighborhood, on my block, in my house. Y'all weirdos. There's some serious ass weirdos infiltrating the culture. Maybe they started. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I am at the stage right now, I'm in the fuck it phase. That's where I'm at. I'm in the fuck it phase. My birthday is in a couple of weeks. I'm great. So creative. I'm not spending one more day, one more minute, one more second. Seven, the gentleman said, I see someone in the chat room in disguise. You'd be surprised. The people that lurk behind the scenes trying to sabotage me. Let me tell you guys something. I did an event in Phoenix, Arizona last year. The sister never told me what happened, but when I got there, and I don't know if I ever publicly said this before, she said somebody was calling her and calling the venue and threatening them talking shit about me, trying to get them to cancel my event. Same thing that happened a couple of years back when I was in LA. And I had an event that I was locked in for. I had already received the deposit in New York. A sister had reached out to me, sent me the deposit. I'm confirmed. This same person, I'm more than sure, created an Instagram page directly focused on destroying me. This sister, instead of calling me and having a conversation to find out what actually is going on, sent me all these text messages out the blue. I need the deposit back. This is not cool. We don't need this type of energy. Like, canceled event. So I've had people behind the scenes continuously trying to sabotage me, getting in the way of my business, my money, my ability to support my son. So when I say that I've been in a bottleneck and my energy hasn't been flowing, I'm telling you right now that I did that interview last night for the people who, that person, you know who you are, you're probably tuned in right now. A peasant disguised as a king. I did that interview, went into the lion's den with a message for those people, all the people who hate, all the people who show negative energy, the people who write blogs, the people who make videos. I made mistakes, so what? I've been involved in controversy, so what? I've had people talk shit about me, drag my name through the mud. I'm a convicted felon. Pardon me, let me correct. I've been convicted of a felony, so what? I'm mixed, light-skinned, long hair, so what? I identify as a black woman. I get a lot of negative energy from black women, so what? I've had constant onslaught from black men, disparaging, disrespectful. How these dudes even survive on YouTube when we claim to have a conscious community, talking shit about me, so what? Charlize said her biggest notoriety is scamming folks. Prove it. Prove it. I just laid out a whole resume. I'm talking to Instagram now, YouTube. Of shit that I've done for the past 10 years. Hold on. I see that's Rakim, and I just accepted his live. Peace, who is this? And, a lot of people are like, oh, we try to keep it clean as clean. Rakim the God requested a live, and I accepted it. I don't know what that was about, but it cut off. Anyway. My claim to fame is scamming people. Prove it. Or shut up. Why are you on my channel? Why are you watching my video? Why are you here? What's your purpose? I'm waiting for you to say something with your smart ass. I just laid out a whole resume of shit that I've done for 10 years. I'm waiting to hear from you. Thank you. Much love to, I can't even begin to say your name, but I appreciate the super chat. I can't, it's a chat here, it's a chat on Instagram. It's only so much I can do. You know what I mean? The chats are moving really fast. Your enemy is waiting for you to snap. Don't. Who is my enemy? I don't have any enemies. My own enemy is my own self-accusing spirit. That's the only enemy I have. I wouldn't even give anybody enough power to call them my enemy. My only enemy is my lower self. The only thing I'm at war with, the only person that I'm at war with is my own internal conflicts. I don't have any enemies. I would never give anybody that kind of power over me. People mistake when you sit down to have a conversation and you get some things off your chest, just like I was telling Brother Rich last night when he went into that masculinity thing. Bro, we're having a conversation. Whoever you're yelling at. Do I address the condescending comments, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a very interesting thing to watch the psychology of human beings and to see. Thank you. It's passion in the chat room. I don't know why my passion always, you know what I mean, gets mistaken. Whoever you're yelling at is your. Come on, bruh. Don't. When I'm sitting here trying to express myself and get some things off my chest, don't be condescending. You don't have to be here. Exactly, goddess on deck. Black woman's passion gets called anger. We love you here in LA, ZaZa. Much love. I think you care too much about people. Please don't stress over these trolls. I hope you listen to the context of everything that I said. It's frustrating when people try to analyze you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what it feels like to be in this situation. And when you don't know, in the same way that I don't really know what it feels like to be a celebrity that has 100 million followers and, 200,000 comments and 150,000 of them are negative. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that feels like. You don't know what it feels like to walk in my shoes. Please stop trying to psychoanalyze me. I'm expressing myself because this is my platform. I built this platform. I earned every follower, even the trolls. You wouldn't be here if I didn't matter. Black folks can be very immature towards each other. Feeling sometimes in adults is crazy. So I wanted to come on and share that with you guys and to get a few things off my chest. Again, that lynch mob energy, you know what I'm saying? That idea that you can just throw people away because they say things you don't agree with, or because, you know what I mean, you find fault in things that they've experienced or been through, or because they made mistakes. Hold on. I'm trying to find a comment so I can share it. So I can talk. Rocks and crystals not doing shit for black people. Let me help you out, Charlize. There we go. Now you're out of here. What's really good with these lames? How fucked up is your situation if you're following someone that you don't like? Exactly. All attention is good attention in the end. I agree and I disagree. Because negative attention wears at the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It takes a toll. And this is why I'm sporadically on Instagram, and then I'm sporadically not. all negative attention is not good attention. You know what I'm saying? Most of it, actually, none of it is good. And while I have had a lot of people over the years that I've seen in public and that have come on, reached out to me in different aspects on social media and whatnot, and have told me, oh, so and so was doing all this video about you and talking about you, and then when I went to your channel, I started following you, and you really helped me with something that I was going through, and then I bought your books. So there are pros and cons to it, but I don't welcome any negative energy. I don't like none of that. You know what I'm saying? Much love to Eric Sims for the super chat. I don't want none of that shit around me. I've been through enough trials and tribulations. I've been through enough darkness. I've been through enough trauma and dysfunction. I don't need to be a witness, you know what I'm saying? Or to have people who mean me no good to have access to me for the sake of it furthering my brand or any of that. I don't want none of that. And I don't really understand this culture where people tune in to people they don't like. I don't get it. Every time I tune into ZaZa, I always get into it with one of the followers in the comments. Keep doing what I know, ain't that something? Keep doing what you're doing, Queen. Got to transmute that energy. That's a fact. The YouTube wars are interesting. I like them all, but it's a shame. There's the competition. I can't follow all the comments. There's too many. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, for allowing me to vent and voice my frustration, and also to bring a little bit more context to the interview last night on my platform. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm very fascinated by and being still in the ideas and the perspectives that people have of me. It's a very, interesting conundrum. And to that note, I'm going to end this video. The Science of Self workbook and the Science of Sex workbook, you can get them both on my website right now. I'm very proud of these workbooks, and I'm working on my third workbook called Change Your Mind from Lack to Abundance. And my goal is to get my workbooks and my books in institutions. That's my primary focus right now. Instagram just cut me off, so I'm going to share that. That's my primary focus right now. So hit me up, info@zazaali.com, if you want to, share anything particular, if you have any perspectives about the interview last night, or leave your comments in the comment section. And I just appreciate you guys, and I genuinely want to say this from the bottom of my heart. And I know I said I was going to do lives every Friday, but again, coming into this space, it you know what I mean? It's a different type of thing, and it's just some days where I just don't want to deal with it. And when I don't want to deal with it, I'm not dealing with it. So I'm not even going to make any promises about how much I'm going to come online or none of that. If you see me, cool. If you don't see me for some time, then you know that it's not the right time and space for me to be in this particular space. But I just want to really, really thank those of you guys, like from the bottom of my heart. I've had people that have been riding with me for a long time, that never questioned me, that never questioned my intention, that never wrote me and was like, I heard you did this, how could you do that? I've had people that have purely shown me love and support through it all. Some of them through supporting my work, some of them with just love and positive energy, some through prayers and meditation and focus and energy. Like, me being on the tail end of so much negativity, I cannot emphasize enough how much that positivity means. So I appreciate you guys. You are my tribe. And if 85% of the people are deaf, dumb, and blind, and 10% of the people are bloodsuckers of the poor, and 5% are the real, true, poor, righteous teachers, and like Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, it's actually 5% of 5% that are actually the poor, righteous teachers. So I did the math last night after the interview. Out of 1,000 people, 5% is 50 people. 5% of 1,000 is 50. 5% of 50 is 2.5. So for every 1,000 people that watch my videos, for every 1,000 people that watched that interview last night, I'm probably going to gravitate towards, or they'll gravitate towards me, 2.5 to 3 people. I'm okay with those numbers. My numbers on my YouTube channel, 3 million views versus 35,000 people that actually subscribe. That's the 5% of the 5%. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for sitting with me and listening to me and not mistaking my passion for being angry or being, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I finish this video, I'm going to go back to finishing my workbook. I'm going to go back to doing the things that I normally do. I have appointments with 3 clients today, and I'm going to give all 3 of the best of them, the best of myself, which is what I always do. If you want to work with me in a private capacity, you want to help me help you get through whatever you're going through, I've lived this shit. I don't just teach it. I don't teach anything that I don't live, that I haven't experienced or witnessed. I know how to help people. That's why I have so much success with my clients. I know how to help people. I understand the psychology of human beings. The pain, the passion, the torment, the dysfunction, the craziness, the drama, the self-sabotage, the inner turmoil, the darkness of the soul, the high vibrations, the low vibrations, the pity parties, the violent tendencies, the, attracting negativity, the repelling negativity. I understand. That's why I created a program to work with people. But don't send me no inboxes and no emails and tell me that you're going through a world of pain and conflict and think that I'm going to be able to help you in a 2-paragraph setting. It cannot happen. But I would love to be of assistance to you guys. ZaZaAli.com is my website. You can sign up for a consultation. You can sign up for the 30-day program. You can buy my workbooks. All of that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Follow me on Instagram, I_am_ZaZa_Ali. Facebook, ZaZa Ali. Don't write me and tell me what not to respond to. Don't write me and tell me what to ignore. I self-lord and master, and I'm standing on my square, you know what I'm saying, and being who I am in my fullness, and respect that, you know what I mean, or find another space to gravitate towards something that works for you. Peace and love.